How's it going, guys? It's me, Vilkas. Today for you guys, I have a sort of official video of me comparing Critical Ops and Counter-Strike, and throughout this video I sort of actually want to show how similar the two games are and how Critical Ops draws a lot of aspects from Counter-Strike and actually use it towards its advantage. Now, let's be honest, at the beginning of Critical Ops development, they actually had quite a lot of help or hints and advice from Valve developers. Now, who wouldn't take the advice from a Valve developer? Counter-Strike is a phenomenally successful PC multiplayer FPS game, which is phenomenally competitive. It's got tournaments, million-dollar prize pools, which is huge, and a huge fan base and following. So why would Critical Force not take their advice? So it's awesome, and because Critical Force has been able to take that advice, they're able to make their game so much better. Now, I want to make some comparisons here between Critical Ops and Counter-Strike, and I hope that you guys can hopefully elaborate and help me think these through, and hopefully put in your 2 cents down in the comment section down below. So let's get started. The competitive aspect of Critical Ops heavily is influenced by Counter-Strike. The mode that is played during the competitive scene in Critical Ops is taken directly straight from Counter-Strike defuse mode. Essentially, you have 1 life. You have in each match you have 1 life. You have to go defuse an object or go plant an object. You either play on 2 sides, and it goes for several rounds until it's over and someone is declared a victor. Now, that seems very general and vague, but let's just think about it for a second. Counter-Strike is essentially the first true competitive multiplayer FPS game, and it is phenomenally successful, like I mentioned earlier. And why wouldn't Critical Ops take advantage of the advice, like I said earlier, that the Valve developers gave them and are allowing them to use basis? Essentially, Critical Ops as a mobile port, essentially almost of Counter-Strike. Other things that I find very similar are different traits within the game. The two-sidedness, the 2 factions within the game, the counter-terrorists and the terrorists. Essentially, Counter-Strike was the first counter-terrorist game out there for gaming, essentially, and obviously Critical Ops has taken that into their own game, and it has been working very well for them. No one's been complaining. It's a lot of fun and very familiar, so that's phenomenal. Other things that are very similar are the fact that you have skins that you can purchase in game. Now, the thing is you actually have to use real-world cash to obtain these skins, or you can actually perform achievements within the game to obtain it. Now, there's a little bit of a difference here between Counter-Strike and Critical Ops, because in Counter-Strike, they require you to purchase a key to open a case which you could receive while playing in-game. Now, that costs real game cash. You can't actually buy the key within the game. Whereas in Critical Ops, you can just do the assignments and then potentially eventually unlock a case and then get your skin. And that makes it a little bit more difficult to engage something like a money-based system for your weapon skins. You can't sell your skins within the game because of the fact that you can just earn them and potentially eventually unlock all of them. So there's really no reason to have a money-buying system, a skin-buying system built into the game as of right now. So there's no reason to have an aftermarket economy for the skins. Other things that are very similar are the fact that you can shoot through certain objects, materials, walls and such, even other players, which then allows you to get critical collaterals. I apologize. So there's a whole bunch of different things that are in there that are very similar. Now, the biggest thing that is so very similar, and it'll make everyone at home from Counter-Strike into Critical Ops, is the fact that you have to purchase each weapon in every round unless you die. Unless you do not die. So that way, if you get a kill, you earn cash, and within that match's cash, you can then purchase your weapons in-game. And that way, it's sort of a level playing field. No one has different OP weapons and other people it is not available to. It is not a pay-to-win game. In that aspect, it is a very fair game, and its draw is very great for competitive aspect, because then no one is outmatched in terms of it's a level playing field. That's why in like stock car races, everyone's car is so regulated, and therefore it's just the skill of the player that wins the game instead of the weapons themselves. And in terms of weapons, there are a lot of weapons that are very similar between the two games. Now, just to mention a few, there's the M4, the AK-47. As a starter weapon, you get the Sig Sauer pistol in Critical Ops, and you can actually purchase a Sig Sauer weapon in Counter-Strike. You have the Super 90, which is essentially the M4 Benelli shotgun in Counter-Strike. There's so many things that are so similar between the two that, you know, there has to be a little bit of a difference, which is where Critical Ops includes different snipers, different assault rifles, different SMGs. So like SMGs like the MP5, which I'm pretty sure that Counter-Strike does not have. The M14 Critical Ops Counter-Strike does not have. So there's a lot of different things that the games do differ on in terms of weapons, but they're very, very similar in different weapon in terms of game aspects. So the way the game plays, the speed, the accuracy, the tactics are all so similar. So if you're a Counter-Strike player and you jump straight into Critical Ops, you'd be well at home. So guys, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this little comparison between Counter-Strike and Critical Ops. Let me know down in the comment section down below what you think are the biggest similarities between the two games, the biggest differences between the two games, and what do you guys think that actually has to be added in to make it better or removed to actually make it a little bit more different and a little bit more unique than Counter-Strike. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys all later on. Thanks for watching.